Look at these two lives. On one side, we see the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, often driven by impulsive spending. On the other, we see the calm stability of deliberate financial planning. We naturally assume the gap between these two scenarios comes down to simple math. We think the calm individual simply earns a higher salary, but the numbers don't always tell the whole story. Most financial choices are governed by internal emotional filters that we often don't even realize are running. To understand why some people build wealth while others struggle, we have to look past the bank statements and diagnose the underlying psychological programming that dictates our daily choices. Think of this programming as your invisible ledger. It is a set of emotional rules, often drafted during childhood, that dictates your financial habits well into adulthood. When primal desires for comfort, status, or security flare up, they frequently override logical planning. You might buy something you don't need simply because your invisible ledger is seeking an emotional fix. This maps the broke cycle, initiating the moment income is generated. Spending is used as a coping mechanism. Stress triggers a purchase, creating a temporary high that drains the account. When money exits instantly, there is no forward momentum. This cycle shows that being broke is frequently a behavioral symptom rather than just a lack of earning potential. Escaping this pattern requires a conscious intervention. You have to override the emotional brain with a deliberate, long-term strategy. The core mechanism for this is delayed gratification, the ability to resist the urge for immediate emotional comfort today to ensure your security tomorrow. Contrast this with the wealth cycle. Income is systematically diverted into a saving node before discretionary spending occurs, then branches into investing. This converts saved dollars into a self-sustaining engine working independently of your labor. But look at the timeline. There is a long, grueling flat period spanning the first several years. There is no such thing as overnight, lottery-style success here. Surviving this slow phase requires extreme discipline and patience, especially when you face inevitable setbacks or the temptation to revert to old habits. Building wealth is an exercise in extending your time horizon, choosing the boredom of the short term in exchange for long-term freedom. A new mindset only works if it is anchored in daily, friction-reducing habits. You need systems that protect you from your own impulses. The first habit is mechanically tracking your spending. By reviewing every transaction, you force yourself to be conscious of purchases that used to happen on autopilot. Next, automate your saving and investing. When the money moves automatically, the wealth-building process happens before the emotional brain has a chance to interfere. Finally, commit to continuous financial education. The more you understand how money works, the easier it is to maintain a long-term perspective when you're tempted to spend. When these systems are in place, the moment of choice changes. You feel the impulse to buy, but you now have the presence of mind to lower the card and choose logic over the temporary high. These small daily choices compound. Over time, the constant anxiety of financial struggle is replaced by a sense of agency and control over your own life. Money is ultimately a mirror of the mindset we bring to it. The financial systems you build today will define the level of freedom you experience tomorrow.